a relaxing Memorial Day weekend, and you actually took some time to remember what Memorial Day is all about. I threw this up on my Facebook page, our Top Gun Options Facebook page. We have a Sunday Fun Day because these people had a last day. Raise a glass for them instead of you, especially if you didn't buy it, because they actually earned it. These are all the folks that I lost when I was in Carrier Air Wing 11, CAG 11. The first female Navy fighter pilot, Kara Hultgreen, Hulk, all the way down to Jedi. The finest men and women that this country has ever known or will know. So Memorial Day isn't necessarily happy Memorial Day for me. It's kind of somber. And then, spent some time with my boy yesterday who wants to be a Marine officer at the cemetery in Boca Raton where they do their, Memorial Day remembrance. And a really good quote from General Patton here. It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we should thank God that such men lived. So again, hopefully you had a good 3-day weekend, and it's time to put our game face on. Okay, just got done with our weekly options and primary live trade brief. We just did a joint session of Congress because obviously the market was closed yesterday, and talking about how I am market neutral. You cannot be bullish up here, folks. Low volume. Everybody's heading for the Hamptons. A lot of macroeconomic, geopolitical, a lot of bad stuff out there that really ain't. This can grind higher. It ain't gonna. This is a massive snapback, and obviously last Thursday I think was a short squeeze, as a lot of people stepped in and said, "Nah, this 2400-ish, 2405 is going to be resistance." Pop, crap, short squeeze. Now we're giving that short squeeze back. Moody's last week, downgraded China's credit rating from AAA quadruple square root of 4 to AAA, whatever -4. I'm still bullish on China, folks. They're, if we're the best house in a bad neighborhood, they're the best warehouse in a bad neighborhood. Still long-term bullish on China. But, what we have to worry about, not economically out of China, is this, man. Can they sit on their crazy, little cousin or not? And if they can't, what do we do? Trump, another tweet this morning, bad, North Korea bad, but China's trying to help. Might not be able to, but bad. We'll do it if they can't. China bad, North Korea bad. What are we going to do here, folks? This guy's increasing the number of bottle rockets he's lighting off, just as a poke in the chest to Trump. So you got to keep one eye on this, man. Again, talking about getting long in the EWZ this morning. With the it really was a by the freaking Brazilian political crisis dip. Whenever I'm shocked to know that there's political corruption in Brazil, and then the market pulled back and then snapped back because they're used to it. Told you to get long the EWZ last week. It was a great call, and we looked at a bull put spread today. Fed, one of the Fed lieutenants, Kaplan, I think, from Dallas, he's not seeing this 3%, 4% aggressive growth out of Trump, just like Ben Bernanke. The Bernanke a couple weeks ago on CNBC said the same thing. Hey, man, this 3 to 4% is a pipe dream. So I think we know that. I think Trump's a negotiator. I think he comes in with his initial huge GDP, 3, 4, forget about it. And then when it's a little softer, that it's a meet in the middle. That's what negotiating, whether it's great relationships or trading the market, is kind of meet in the middle. That's why there is something called mid-market. But I think the Fed we're probably going to get a couple more, maybe 2. This year, definitely in June, I think, and they're going to start unloading their balance sheet. But isn't it going to be weird to watch the Fed unload their balance sheet when they got everything at a massive discount? Who the hell's going to buy that? Besides the Fed. Yeah, okay. That's a snake eating its own tail. Oil, kind of stabilizing. It's here's the good thing. 2 January and Februarys ago, and then the most recent January and February, we saw oil as it, what was it, 15, 16 time frame, man, we go through $30 oil and we'd have, a down 300-point day on the S&P 500 or the Dow. So it can still, if oil decides to implode, you can bet that equities are going to go with it. But for now, it seems like they've become a little disconnected. So We've got these OPEC cuts to take effect. You hear it here all the time here at TGO that it's an absolute lie. OPEC's full of liars. They agree to production cuts. They hop on their airplane. They go back to their home country. They laugh about, you wouldn't believe what I told these guys we agreed to, and then all of a sudden open the spigots. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on oil. Stocks at record highs is what? Economic data crash to 15-month lows. We saw U.S. home prices rise at the fastest pace in 3 years. We're at record highs. Was this great news? It's bad news, folks. If home prices are at record highs and people aren't buying them, money ain't moving around. So home prices can sit up here at record highs until people go, well, I'll just sit here and rent then. Personal spending growth, 7-month lows, big revisions to the downside. So still seeing weak macroeconomic data, folks. We talked about this last week. The two areas on that one chart I showed you last week, macro data going down, S&P 500 going up, those two charts have to intersect on the graph someday. And when they do, it's not necessarily going to be pretty. I think we got all 25 of our options weapons school folks. Those slots are taken, so they're looking pretty good. We're probably going to do our live training when I get back from Chicago. I'm in Chicago a couple days, and then I think we'll probably do it around the 6th. Or I'm sorry, the 13th, because we have our live event down here in Miami, June 9th and 10th. So new options weapons school folks, study your manuals, go to all your live trade briefs, and get ready for academics. But we'll take a couple weeks to do that. All right, folks, I got to run. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. God bless. And I'll see you later.